Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, January 9th, 2017. January 9th, 2017. You know, that's how bad I am at math. I can't even fucking say the date right. How's it going? How are you? Oh, the summer wind. It came fucking blowing in because of global warming. It's fucking cold for about 2 weeks, and then it's hot. My fucking house is gonna melt, and then it'll slip into the sea. I don't give a fuck that it's snowing in Massachusetts. Hey, what's going on? It's already getting hot as fuck out here. Dude, you should be a meteorologist. Yeah, it's going to be hot as fucking Los Angeles. How are you? How's it going? Are you out there? You fighting the good fight? You trying to be a better person? You trying to turn around your fucking childhood? Well, join the club. Had a little setback yesterday. You know? Old fucking new Billy was running around and old William showed up yesterday. It's just, whatever. I just got to keep fucking, moving forward, Moving forward like the Celtics and the Bruins. Okay? We're not winning championships this year, but, we're trying. All right? I'm not going to get rid of all of my anger in fucking 2 weeks. But if you can just chop away even 0.5%, you'll be 0.5% better today than you were yesterday. Oh, Jesus Christ, what's fucked up is knowing that you fucked up and then actually really analyzing yourself and you're like, whoa, I didn't know it was that deep. Anyways, so what do you do? What do you do when you know you fucked up and you can't really fix it in a day? What do you do? Well, what you do is you fucking crack open a beer and you watch some goddamn sports. That's what you do to distract yourself from all this shit that's going on. I love this whole fucking story about the Russians hacking into the fucking Democratic National fucking Convention Committee fucking websites and all that. All these fucking Hillary supporters. Yeah, that's why you fucking Trump was able to eke it out. It's just like, I can't even fucking, I can't listen to any, and then you look at the Trump supporters, you're like, hey, what's the big deal? It's just the Russians. The bottom line is you either give a fuck or don't give a fuck about what the Russians allegedly did or didn't fucking do, depending on whether you wear a blue tie or a fucking red tie. And I love how in the end of all this, like I'm supposed to listen to the fucking CIA like they don't have an agenda. Everybody in this story has a fucking agenda. So it's like, all right, who the fuck do I listen to? Good fucking Lord. Do you think Obama would give a shit if the hacking led to Hillary winning? We'll do something when the time is right and blah, 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 blah. Why? Because the lady with the blue bra lost? What if she won, Obama? Well, then what the fuck would you do? You'd ride off into the sunset getting ready to do your fucking speeches for fucking $300,000 a clip to the exact people that got you in the White House. It's all, I can't. That's why I watch sports. Because other than a couple of mobbed up refs here or there, it's pretty fair. It's about as fair as it can get, which means it isn't fair. So anyways, I love that people don't like that Trump is friends with Vladimir Putin. However you say it, it's Putin. That not being friends with the Russians the first time didn't work out too well. The whole thing almost blew up in our face. So, why don't we try to hold hands this time? I don't know. I don't get into politics. I think war should be illegal. I think war is literally, it's the temper tantrum of the fucking Illuminati, and then everybody else has to pay the fucking price. And those rich loafer-wearing cunts will never step 1 foot into a battlefield. They all make the fucking money off. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. And when are they going to grow up? I love how I can't go over my fence and just take a bat out and beat the fuck out of my neighbor because of, I don't know, whatever the fuck they did. You know, the apple tree's on their property and I want the apples on my fucking property, and I can't just fucking try to force them to fucking give me their apples, and when they don't, I can then just fucking come up with I don't know, some sort of angle of bullshit that I tell the rest of my neighbors, and I go over there and I fucking smash up his house and kill a few people in it. I can't do that on a fucking local level, but as a countries can do that to one another. It's just fucking beyond me. They can't sit down at a fucking table and hash it out. Give us the oil. No! Just sit there at the table for fucking years. Just doing different reads. Give us the oil. No! All right. There's my fucking wingnut fucking conspiracy theory horseshit for you right out of the gate. So let's go right back to bread and circus. Okay? Bread and fucking circus. You guys watch any of the playoff fucking football games? I'll tell you right now, the two luckiest teams in the NFL right now are the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Why, you say? Because the other two best remaining teams in both conferences are going to play each other next weekend. You know? While the Patriots play, the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks play the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect the Texans or the Falcons, but who's kidding who? If you're Seattle and you got the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Falcons left, which is the best game for you? Which gives you the best chance of moving on to the next round? Wow, those fucking dirty birds down there in Atlanta. With the Real Housewives and the Down Low Brothers. And if in the AFC, I would much rather, as a Patriot fan, watch us play the Texans without J.J. Watt, right? Playing a home game while the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the shit out of each other. You know? Cowboys and Green Bay are going to eliminate one of them, right? You know the deal. So, rather than Seattle having to go through fucking Green Bay and Dallas, they only got to go through one of them. And the Patriots, rather than having to play the Steelers and the fucking Chiefs, we only got to play one of them. Thank Christ the way that worked out. So, both of us, if we play the game that we should be that we know how to play, should not easily, but we should make it to the fucking NFC, AFC championship game. And the fucking Patriots had a bye. So we're wearing flip-flops to the AFC championship game. Having said that, I have no idea who's going to win the Super Bowl. I, like many people, I think were amazed at how easily the Packers handled the New York Football Giants. And as a Patriots fan, I did not enjoy that outcome because I wanted the rematch. You know? I said that fucking for the last 5 weeks. I want to see. I wanted the Patriots to play the Giants again. I wanted to see if definitively if the Giants just fucking own us, you know, for the trilogy, or could we get some revenge? You know what I mean? That's what I was looking forward to. So, you know, and I also love Eli, and I actually love the Giants, believe it or not, as a Patriots team. I don't understand, like, as much as those two losses were painful, what is there to hate? They're a great fucking franchise. They always have a great fucking defense. They had a couple of tough years. But I wanted the rematch. Oh, my God, that would have been huge fucking ratings. Although a rematch Patriots-Seattle could also be a good thing. However, how many times have we beaten the Steelers in the playoffs? We've beaten them, I don't know, every fucking significant goddamn... I don't even know, I've lost count. Would this be number 4? So you can't tell me the Steelers aren't due. And I don't know shit about Kansas City other than people tell me that they're really good. So it's not going to be an easy AFC championship game. And if you're asking me if I'm looking past the Dallas Texans, I kind of am, but only as a fan. I don't play for the New England Patriots, so I think the Patriots will be fine. That I'm kind of looking past the Houston Texans going into New England without J.J. Watt. How about that fucking catch by Richardson? You probably should say which one, but that one in the fucking end zone, that was like one of the best catches I've seen since Odell Beckham's. You know, it wasn't anywhere near as good as that, but Jesus Christ, fucking literally reaching around below the guy, you know, around his junk, past his taint. They throw a flag for an interception. You still fucking catch it. How many fucking times is there a flag in the end zone and the offensive team gets to deny it because the fucking wide receiver reached around? You know, that sounds fucking perverted, but yeah, around the defender. You know why? Because I stopped at reach around. Reach around. Jack, reach around. Fucking reached around the defender. They probably teach you that in broadcasting school. You know? And one of the main things you have to look out for, other than staying away from advocacy of domestic violence against women, is when you're going to use the expression that the wide receiver reached around the defender. You can't pause after a round. You got to go right to defender. Reached around the defender and then continue with your idea. Anyway, sorry. So, I don't know. A lot of people thought some of those playoff games were boring. I know I did the Steelers-Dolphins one, and that was a fucking snooze fest. But it's the early rounds. It's the early rounds. Everybody's evenly matched. I think next week's will be great. We'll see what the fuck happens. Who do you like? Who do you like? I think a lot of people are on Seattle's fucking beak, as they say, right? Everybody's fucking looking at them like, oh, well, you know, they were just there, and they played pretty good against the fucking Lions. You know, but then Green Bay's been there, and everybody's like, oh, you know, fucking all of a sudden, here we go. Aaron fucking Rodgers looking like a beast in the second half, right? And then there's other people go, oh, what about those fucking Cowboys? That's why I don't fucking watch pre or post game analysis, and probably why you got. Well, actually, maybe you shouldn't fast forward through this, because I'll honestly tell you, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I have no idea. I don't know what happens. I haven't watched Kansas City all year. I just know that what the fuck's this? Andy Reid is their coach. And the last time I watched them was the first time I saw him in a red jacket, and he looked like a big fucking tomato. And I said, you know what? I'm done with this franchise. And the only other time I paid attention to it was when Paul Verzi kept telling me that us trading Matt Castle or letting him go to the Chiefs was a huge fucking mistake. And do you think he ever apologized to me for making that sort of a comment? I don't think he did. I don't think he did. Anyway, so I'm continuing to try to do the impossible, which is watch every home game of the Boston Celtics and the Boston Bruins while sustaining a healthy marriage. It's not easy. You know what makes it really fucking hard is the Bruins and Celtics a lot of times play on the same day, and I, for some reason, never think, well, why don't you just watch one of them and then watch the other one on the off day? That's what I have to do. But I watched, I watched the Celtics. Oh, I guess I taped the Pelican game. So I watched the Celtics beat the Pelicans, and then I watched the Bruins fucking play the goddamn Hartford Whalers via North Carolina. And every time we play the fucking Hurricanes, it always goes in. We've played them 3 times in the last month. It always goes into overtime, and we usually lose to those cunts. I don't know what it was. We used to own the Hartford Whalers, but once they become the fucking Carolina Hurricanes, we always lose to them. They reminded me of what used to happen when the Patriots would go into Denver. We always lost. You know, granted they had Craig Morton and then into John Elway. What did we have? We had Tony Eason. We had Steve Grogan. We couldn't match up. The Orange Crush defense, and then John Elway was better than. I'm sorry, he was better than Tony Eason, but he wasn't still on the draft board. And I know what you think. Well, you should have picked Dan Marino. Well, you know, we didn't. Like everybody else, we fucking didn't. And you know who paid the price more than anybody else? Dan Marino, because he went to fucking Miami, and they never got him a running game or a defense. And to this day, people fucking trash him, saying he couldn't win the fucking big one. And meanwhile, they had to change every possible fucking rule in passing and tip it so totally forward to the scales to the offense for Dan Marino's records to finally start falling. Yeah, I'm a big Dan Marino fan. Anyways, plowing ahead here. And I've been watching the Celtics, just having a great fucking time watching both of them. The Bruins, you know, They're hanging in there. We were out of the playoffs for a game. Playoffs, and then we won. I don't know who the fuck we beat. I've been watching so many fucking games. We beat Buffalo twice, and then we fucking lost to Edmonton, and then we beat somebody, and then we fucking lost in overtime to the fucking Hurricanes, I believe. I don't know. It gets crazy, dude. Trying to watch 162 fucking games. But anyways, they're both fucking... We play the Blues, and then the fucking Celtics got a huge game against the Toronto Raptors. Now, if you're not watching the Celtics of Boston, this is all you need to know. I'm going to read you their wins and losses, and you tell me if you can fucking pick up what's going on. We'll go back to them beating... They beat the... all right, here we go. December 16th, we beat the fucking... Does that say the Hornets? When did the Hornets stop being the Bobcats? The Hornets moved to New Orleans, then they became the Pelicans, and then that name freed up, and then the Bobcats were like, all right, there's really, not enough Bobcats out here in North Carolina. Can we go back to Hornets? Because them motherfuckers are everywhere. Hey, wait, they go right up my overalls and shoe fly North Carolina. All right, then we beat the Miami Heat. Then we beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Then we beat the fucking Indiana Pacers. Then we played the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we lost. Then we played the Knicks. We beat them. Then we played the Grizzlies. We beat them. Then we played the Cavaliers, and we lost. You seeing a pattern here? Then we beat the Heat. Then we beat the Jazz. Then we beat the Sixers. Then we beat the fucking Pelicans. And then Tuesday, we're playing the Toronto Raptors. So if you look, we beat all the fucking regular Joe teams, lunch pail Larrys, but we can't beat the Cavs. We're not beating fucking OKC. And now we got fucking, we got Toronto. So I don't know. I'll be very excited if we fucking, I'll be very excited if we fucking win that game because we haven't really beat a contender yet since I've started watching them. But anyways, they're saying the Celtics are like one fucking player away. They're not one player away. If you really watch the Cavaliers and you watch the Golden State Warriors, we're at least two fucking players away. The fact that they want to move like fucking Marcus Smart or fucking Jay Crowder for that white kid who used to play at Butler for Brad Stevens, I'll tell you right now, I'm reverse racist when it comes to fucking basketball. We're going to trade a black guy and draft picks for a white guy who plays in Utah. I don't know. First, he's telling me the guy's a beast. Whatever, Hawthorne or some shit like that. I don't know shit about hoop. I just started watching. I'm like a fucking housewife that finally got her Celtic apron and has stopped making ham hocks and is peeking into the living room. So I have no idea what I'm talking about. All I can tell you is that I'm loving watching the games. Dude, the Pelicans got a great fucking announcer, too. I was so pissed because I love listening to Tommy Heinsohn and the other fucking guy who I don't know his goddamn name. I should. He's been doing the Celtics games forever. But that was the Pelicans and the Celtics. The Pelicans, or the Peltics, they actually combined during World War II. They played the Steagles. They got a great announcer. Old school fucking, I don't know, had a lot of elements of Vince Scully. I thought he was a class act. You could tell he was rooting for the Pelicans, but he gave, when his team committed fouls, he said, all right, that's a foul. He wasn't a total homer. I like guys like that, and I also like total homers like Tommy Heinsohn. All right, I'm going to stop talking about fucking basketball because that's about as deep as I go. Let me read a couple of advertisements here. Old setback Billy. I thought I came out of the fucking clouds, right? Okay, Dollar Shave Club, everybody. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Dollar Shave Club gives you a close, smooth shave. And you can't beat the convenience or the price. What is convenient? Oh, convenient because they bring it to you. There's nothing convenient about shaving. It fucking sucks. Remember when you were a kid, all you want to do, get old and fucking shave? It's the fucking worst. It's so ridiculous, man, that you didn't have to shave for like the first fucking, I don't know, 13, 14, or 10 if you're one of those fucking hairy people, years of your life. You went at least a goddamn decade, 12 years without having to fucking shave. Although you never know today with all the horse tranquilizers that they put in their fucking food. You've seen kids today? You know what I mean? There'll be like some fourth grade boy with a beard talking to some fucking fourth grade girl who's beginning to have titties. You know what I mean? They're like 9 or 10 years old. You're just looking at, are those little people? No, they've just been drinking the milk from the cows that have been fed other cows, and that's the result. They're making little fucking adults. You don't have to choose between settling for a cheap bag of disposables or paying out the nose for razors with a laser pointer and 17 blades. Awful. Then Dollar Shave Club broke onto the scene with a smarter choice. Before Dollar Shave Club, there was no middle ground. It was either save money and get a painful shave from a disposables, like the ones they give away for free at the gym, which felt like shaving with a piece of glass. I will tell you, going from 1 blade to 2 blade was great. Everything else, 3, 4, 5, has all been fucking complete bullshit. 2 blades is the perfect one. That's the one you want. The 3rd blade one became too thick, and you can't get under your cute little button nose to shave there, so you got to start fucking grabbing and pushing it up, giving yourself a pug nose like that complete fucking psycho Orange County wife. When are they going to retire those fucking broads? They're like on season 98. I walk by the TV and I'm like, that fucking lady's still here? She hasn't gone to the loony bin? Her fucking nose looks like it's like the Lincoln and the fucking, what's that other tunnel in New York? Did I move away that long? It wasn't the Hawthorne? The Hollandbrook? What's the one down there by fucking De Niro's restaurant? The Holland Tunnel. Jesus. I guess that joke's over. I was going to say her fucking nose looks like the Lincoln and Holland Tunnel. But, when you can't remember the other name of the tunnel. Bill, can you just complete the read? Okay. Dollar Shave Club is the best of both worlds. You get premium shave, the premium shave quality at the disposable shave price. If you haven't tried Dollar Shave Club yet, you're missing out. It's an amazing shave at an affordable price. There's no smarter choice in the market, and right now, they're giving away a 1-month trial of any of their razors for only $1 with free shipping, and after that, it's just a few bucks a month. Jesus fucking Christ, can you just give them the website? There's no long-term commitments, no hidden fees, and you can cancel whenever you want. Get your $1 trial at dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. I really don't feel like fucking reading these this week. How many of these? For fucking sakes. I could never be president. I could never sit there and read the whole speech. I couldn't do it. I'd be like, guys, can you cut this down? Ask not what your country can do, but you fucking figure out the rest. All right, Helix, you're unique. You don't walk like everyone else, talk like everyone else, or sleep like everyone else. So why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a truly customized mattress will cost you $5,000 to $10,000 until now. Is that true? Go to helix.com, answer a few simple questions, and they'll run a 3D biomechanical model of your body. Creepy! People fucking robots. Robots fucking people. Model of your body through the proprietary algorithms they develop with the help of the world's leading ergonomics and biomechanic experts. Oh, there's a bunch of big words. That must be a comfortable mattress. The result, the most comfortable mattress you've ever slept on. There you go. Helix customers report a 30% improvement in overall sleep quality. Well, how the fuck would you know you're asleep? Yeah, but my dreams are so much nicer. And for couples, okay, now they're getting, Jesus, they need porno music now. They customize each side of the mattress. Is there a side of the mattress that muffles your partner's snoring? Your mattress arrives at your door in about a week, and shipping is 100% free. That's why everyone from GQ magazine to Forbes are all talking about Helix Sleep. You have 100 nights to try it out, and if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free. Gross! And give you a 100% refund, no questions asked. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Go to helixsleep.com/Burr and get $50 off your order. That's helixsleep.com/Burr. helixsleep.com/Burr. Oh, here we go. Boop, boop, boop. MeUndies, jizzing on a fucking mattress. MeUndies. 3 weeks later, you can give it Bactress to those fucking creepy cunts. They show up with hazmat suits. and a couple of bunt fucking cakes. I don't know what I'm singing about, but your balls will feel nice and velvety on your new mattress. Maybe you shave your balls with Dollar Shave Club. All right, picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. You're stepping into a better day. Think about it. Underwear is the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off. Why would you settle for anything less than the best feeling underwear on the planet? Maybe because you're satisfied? I don't know. Maybe because you don't think about it? Please include all of the following points during your read. MeUndies focuses solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you've ever experienced. Vladimir Putin wears them. He wears them when he hacks into the Democratic National fucking Convention. And you know what? If Hillary had been wearing them, maybe she would have won the election. You know, I was watching a little bit of the Golden Globes last night, and Jimmy Fallon made a joke about the popular vote versus the electoral vote. You know, it's so funny watching all these liberals having a problem with that fucking... Like, why do you have a problem with it? Because you think it's fucked up or because your person lost? I can't fucking, like, literally watching that politics shit, it's like watching Yankees Red Sox. My friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs a while back, and now I can't imagine wearing anything else. I can't imagine wearing. I have a hell of an imagination. It really makes each day that much better. For the price of 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver your new favorite pair of underwear right to your doorstep. Better day guaranteed. Try them on. And if they aren't the most comfortable, best feeling undies you've ever had, they'll refund you and let you keep your first pair for free. Included in the price is the sweet touch of Modal, a special fabric made with the best-in-class materials that are scientifically proven to be 3 times softer than cotton. And you can believe that because Modal paid for those fucking research scientific experiments. I don't fucking know. These uber cozy undies are sold exclusively on the MeUndies website, where you'll enjoy free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. And for a limited time, everyone in my audience gets 20% off their first order, but you have to go to our special URL, MeUndies.com/Burr. With the MeUndies Better Day Guarantee, you have nothing to lose, so don't wait any longer. Go to MeUndies.com/Burr right now for 20% off your first order. That's MeUndies.com/Burr. Hey, you know what? Somebody came up to me the other day, and they go, hey, did you see that story about the pit bull? This family tried to put a Christmas sweater on the pit bull, and it fucking just snapped and mauled this woman. And you know what I said? I said, hey, did you hear about the Cocker Spaniel that bit that little girl's ear off? And then the person goes, no, I didn't. And I said, of course you didn't. They don't report on all the other shit. First, so I look up this whole pit bull thing. Is once in a while people just going like, these pit bulls, man, they're crazy. They're licking your face, and they love their owner, and then one day they just kill him in their sleep. All this bullshit. I looked it up. Okay, 2 things. 1, the dog's name was Scarface. Repeat, the dog's name was Scarface. Number 2, they lived in Florida. Okay, can we quit blaming the fucking breed here? Jesus fucking Christ. That poor fucking dog, I can't imagine the abuse that dog went through. The dog's name's Scarface. What kind of dog do you think they wanted it to be? What do you think they trained it to be? That's what the fuck they did. Do you know when I was a kid, we had a West Highland White Terrier, okay? And me and my brothers teased the fucking shit out of that dog, and it bit us routinely. Bit me in the face one time, and I almost lost my eye. You know why? Because we were horrible to the dog. That's why. Okay? If you get a pit bull and you name it fucking Scarface and you start feeding it fucking raw meat and making it attack shit, eventually, I guarantee you they abused the fucking shit out of that thing. And what happened is when you put a sweater on a dog, at some point its head is underneath the fucking material and it probably flipped out. And then what happens is you've abused the dog. And rather than it being a little West Highland Terrier that you can push off of your fucking face, you've done it to a dog that is in a weight class that you cannot fucking handle. But then what happens is they blame the dog because human beings are so fucking precious and fucking make no goddamn mistakes. It's fucking ridiculous that they keep blaming those fucking dogs. And I know what you guys are thinking. Well, Bill, didn't you just give away your pit bull? Yes, I did. Because I understood that I didn't have the capabilities as a fucking owner because of the abuse that happened to my dog. My dog, when I first got it, I picked up a hockey stick, the fucking stick handle in my living room, and it ran to the other side of the room and started shaking uncontrollably. Okay? I don't know what the other people did that. But, when you do that to a fucking dog, I don't know. I still love pit bulls, and I hate that people come up to me with those fucking stories. I don't give a fuck. Dogs bite people all the fucking time. All these different breeds bite people all the fucking time. Every day, a dog bites somebody. You're bringing a fucking animal into the fucking house. Okay? And if you're not a good owner and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you could get bit. You get a hamster, you're going to get bit. You get a pet snake, you're going to get bit. You're bringing a fucking animal into the house. My whole fucking life, pit bulls were biting people. But it didn't get brought up until somewhere in the 90s. When I was growing up, it was one German Shepherd, one Doberman Pinscher after a fucking other. Meanwhile, Dalmatians are out of their fucking mind because they're purebred. I don't know. All right, let's get back to the fucking podcast. I don't buy into it. The same way I don't buy into the fact that there's people in other countries, just sitting there more evil than what the fuck is down the street from me. We're all fucking human beings. Some of us are good. Most of us are cunts. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on with the podcast here. As you might have guessed at this point, still no baby. So we're still fucking waiting. We are still waiting on pins and needles, and I am getting to the fucking point where it's just like, it's like enough already. It's just like, it's like waiting to go on stage in front of a rowdy crowd. You just want to be like, can you just bring me up already so I can fucking get this over with? Oh my God. And I've become an expert at talking people out of the vortex of them giving me advice about what to do on the day, because they just start telling me their stories, and then I'll just be like, hey, did you see that fucking nor'easter they just had back? You got family back east? And I waltz them out of the conversation. Because I've tried being blunt with people, being like, listen, hey, I don't care. I don't want to hear your fucking story. Your fucking story is not going to help me. Your story is all about you and you just talking about yourself and everything that you learned. I don't give a shit. I've talked to 1,000 fucking people, it seems like, and every one of you tells me a different story and a different thing for me to expect, which makes me feel like every fucking thing's a little bit different. So for the love of God, can you please shut the fuck up? Can you please stop with the verbal home videos? I can't wait to be a dad and not tell other people how to be a dad. That is my goal as a parent. I probably won't do it. I'll probably fucking follow the herd right over the cliff and be like, you know what you got to do? I'll tell you right now, look out for this. Do you know this person told me the other day that fucking I would never play drums again the second my kid's born? Can you fucking believe how ridiculous that is? You won't be playing drums anymore. Oh, really? Well, fucking Dave Grohl plays drums. He plays guitar too, and he sings in a band while touring the world. As far as what I've read, he's got a couple of kids. I think he's doing fine. John Bonham had a kid when he was fucking 19. His band didn't even make it yet. He had a fucking kid before his band made it. He was a teen dad before MTV. And he went on to become arguably the greatest rock and roll drummer of all fucking time. You know what? I think old Freckles could sneak in a couple of paradiddles. What do you think? You know what I really think about parents? I think that there's certain people that know how to be a parent and not lose themselves in it. And actually still have a balance in their life where they have a card game every once in a while. Obviously, your life has to adjust. But these fucking people that just like, they have no life and they just sit there staring at their children, Honey, don't touch, no. They never let their kids fall down. They don't let them fucking do everything. They just sit there like a fucking penguin with that goddamn egg underneath them, except the kid's already bored. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be my life. You know what I mean? I think if a kid is inside, considering that we were cavemen and we used to have babies and they were in caves, and at any point a saber-toothed tiger can come in and fucking just take the kid from you, and then that's it. The fact that you're fucking inside with fucking central air, heating, and food. You don't have to hunt. You can go right down the street, go to the grocery store. I know I'm oversimplifying this, but I have to be honest with you. When I talk to other parents, all they do is just give me anxiety. I'm so excited for this thing to happen, and then I talk to people that have kids, and they just dump all this anxiety on you. And I swear to God, I might be reading into this, but there's like a certain, like 30% of them that take like a certain perverted joy in making you not feel well about this experience that's allegedly the greatest experience you're ever going to have. Like they actually take this perverse joy. And I think that those people are actually bad parents. Because I think, I'm totally guessing here, I think that they resent their children and what they took from them. And they still wanted to do blow and go around and fucking have random sex with people. And they never quite got past, they didn't quite fuck enough broads or jump on enough dicks. I don't know what it is, but I found it equally with men and women. Like 30% of them will take a perverse joy in trying to infuse some sort of like preemptive misery into your fucking life. Because I can tell you this right now, I'm still going to play fucking drums. I have to, because if I don't, I will go out of my fucking mind. I'm not saying I'm going to play as much as I play, but to sit there, and if you fucking think that I'm going to sit here with the 71 Green Sparkle fucking Ludwig drum kit and I'm not going to keep fucking playing this thing, those people who out there who play an instrument, okay, but you don't make a living off of it and you stop playing it because you have a kid. Do you ever think about maybe, just playing the instrument in front of your kid, and maybe that they'll take to it, or maybe they'll play an instrument that they could play, and then together you could have your own little fucking, good time together, bonding through the wonder of having music as a fucking hobby. Who are you hurting? Tell you right now, you better play that ukulele, because once that kid comes, you're never going to play it. I mean, what is this kid like some little Donald Trump, and he's going to fire me as a dad if I continue to do my little rudiments on my practice pad? How about I watch less TV? The amount of time I spent watching all the Bruins and Celtics, why don't I take that out of my life and then put that towards watching the kid and then continue to play drums? I mean, there's adjustments you can make, right? Oh fuck! I got to tell you this story. I always look at houses. I'm not going to sell my house. I love this fucking place as much as I bitch. That's why I bitch about it, because I love this fucking house, and I'm going to continue to fucking repair it, and I'm going to do the fucking homeowner 360. And when I have the whole thing fixed, I'm going to start over again on the first job, because now it's going to be fucked up. Whatever I repaired at that point will then be fucked up. So, anyways, there was this house for sale, and I went to go see it, and it basically had everything that you could ever want. Right? It was a beautiful house. From the outside, it was a beautiful house. It had a fucking pool. It had a garage detached from the house with a room above it, which to me is like, oh, there you go. I got the kid. I got the house I got the garage with the fucking room above it. I put my drums up there. Turn it into a drum room / podcast room. There you go. That is my fucking dream. So I go over to go look at this fucking place, right? Knowing full well I'm not going to fucking buy it. Because I can tell at this point, having bought a fucking house that needed all the work it does, but as I'm driving up to it, I can already see the fucking windows need to be replaced and it needs a new roof. Even though they told me, we checked out the roof there. We had some inspectors. They said it's fine. Oh, yeah? Is that what they said? Why are all these water stains all over the side of the fucking house? What's that about? I like how the windows don't fucking they're not flush. Look at that. Look at the rot around all of those fucking windows. This house, I can tell you right now, is already a borderline teardown. And I haven't even gotten into it yet. So I walk into this fucking house and holy shit. Holy fucking shit, dude. I took a tour of this house. There was 3 separate times that I thought I was going to get murdered. All right? First of all, we go to look at the room above the garage first, and there's just this moss growing on the side of the house, which I don't know if it was mold or if it was moss. It was fucking green. And the guy trying to sell it is, he's doing his best, going, it's a mother-in-law suite. You can fucking do this. You can do that. There's room to add a little more onto the garage. And I just point to I'm like, what is that? And he goes, yeah, well, it definitely needs a little bit of work. And so I go into the house, and there's this random guy living there who isn't the owner, who has a ponytail. It's sparsely furnished. It was made in the 1920s, so it's already like creepy. You can already feel how many people have lived there and are now dead. And we just walk around the house. It got remodeled sometime in the 90s, yet it still had the fucking, Lon Chaney Jr. vibe of it from the 20s. And I go downstairs. It was like a basement, which they just don't have out here. And the guy's like, you can make this into a TV room. And there was all like these fucking files and film and all this shit down there. And like, that was the first time I was thinking about like Saw or the Blair Witch. And I'm like, all right, can we go back upstairs? So we go back upstairs. We go all the way upstairs. Then there was this random like teenage girl living there that was the daughter of the dude downstairs who lives there, but I don't know, it's not his house. And we look up there, and there's this stuffy fucking smell. And then as we go down to go to the master bedroom, they said, the owner is, just to let you know, the owner is there. He's in the house, which usually they fucking leave. There's all these people just there, and this fucking cat just sitting there looking at me. And I do the after you to go to the master bedroom, and he does the after you to me, and then I didn't want to be rude, so now I'm walking towards the master bedroom down this creepy fucking Transylvania hall with the guy Smiley real estate agent behind me, who I'm sitting there going like, he's regular looking, good looking guy. That was to make me feel safe, and now I'm fucked, and I'm walking towards this fucking door, and I open the fucking door. And I look in there, and I swear to God, there's this guy with like gray skin, totally fucking bald, like the landing strip, and then like, like the little fucking Mr. Whipple fucking hair around the side that he sort of dyed at some point, but now it was like this gray. He was totally gray. You could see the veins on the side of his head like Clint Eastwood, but not like I wouldn't want to fight Clint Eastwood, more like, did this guy die and then come back? And he was sitting down, hunched down. I think he was typing on the side of his bed. The place was a mess, and he just sort of looked over me and just went like, hey. He looked like the fucking dad in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I went like, hey man, how are you? I sort of stepped around him, and then when I went to look into the bathroom, which I did for fucking 2 seconds, trying to feel the backside pressure, by the way. Like when a quarterback doesn't feel the rush, trying to feel that fucking axe that was about ready to go into my back. I look into the bathroom, and all along the bathtub, this guy had knee-high dress socks drying on the, and I was just like, ah! And I was just like, all right, man, I'll fucking see you later. And you ever see that walk racing that was a big fad in the 70s? I did that right out of that fucking house. And I said to the real estate guy, I go, Jesus Christ, I can see why this has been on the market for so fucking long. How the fuck are you supposed to sell it when the goddamn creep keeper is creep keeper, the crypt keeper? I'm like verbally dyslexic. Forget about trying to read. Is sitting up there. I didn't dare look. When I was standing there and I said all this shit. I know those old houses, you can hear everything when you're right outside. I was standing right underneath the fucking bedroom window, and I didn't dare look up there because I had a feeling he was going to be standing in the window staring at me, and I was going to have fucking nightmares. And I fucking left. I left. And I have this creepy fucking feeling that because I went into that house, I got exposed to something. And at some point today, my home phone, which I never use, so it never fucking rings, is going to ring, and I'm going to pick it up, and it's going to be that guy's voice going, 7 days. And then I got to somehow expose somebody I know to it so I don't fucking die. Having said that, it was a great house that had a lot of potential. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. That house needed a giant fucking hug. Needed to get that guy out of it. And you needed to buy all the sage in the state of California and fucking set it on fire. And if one thing either happens, either it burns out all the spirits or it burns down the house and you start over again. Having said that, though, despite how fucking creepy it was, the fact that it had a room over a garage, that's the only way I would ever leave this house, is if I could find a fucking house, you know. I don't know. I got to get out of this fucking state. I got to get out of this fucking city. It's so fucking stupid. Every fucking house, I don't care how nice it is, you can literally stick your hand out the window, and before your hand completely extends, you can touch your neighbor's house. It's unbelievable. It's like, where the fuck do you have to go? There's just too many fucking people. Anyways, plowing ahead here. Should I do some reads for this week? Let's do some reads. What do we got here? I got a little more advertising to go. Who the fuck wants to listen to me read out loud anymore? Let's read some of the questions for the week. I'll read 2 of these and then the last 2 advertisings. How about that? All right. And then I'll read the rest of the questions. All right. Polish invention. Hey, Bill, I saw this on Reddit. How the fuck do people go to Reddit, by the way? How do you even figure out what's going on? It looks like computer code. People always tell me, you got to go on Reddit. It's like, I looks like the fucking Declaration of Independence. I'm not reading all that shit. I saw this on Reddit. It was a machine made by some Polish guy to cut wood. Does knowing it's Polish make you double guess yourself as to whether or not it's good invention because of Polish jokes? Double guess yourself. And this guy's making fun of Polish people. I definitely did. I'm at the point where I have no idea. Your thoughts? Well, I don't know how to I got to go back here to click the link. I can tell you this. I don't think we need any better way to cut down fucking trees. Did you ever see that fucking invention? It looks like a fucking bulldozer without the bulldozer front end. And the thing just reaches out, grabs the tree, rips it out of the ground, turns it fucking horizontal, and goes up one side, down the other, and completely strips it down. And it does this within like fucking, I don't know, within 10 seconds. And literally one man in that machine can do the work of like an army of lumberjacks for a year. It's terrifying when I saw it, to be honest with you. You know, as I talk about looking at a house that I don't need and then redoing it. What are you going to redo it, Bill? What are you going to redo it with? The fucking wood that machine cut down. All right. Let me see if I can find the... All right, here's the link. Let me look at this thing. All right. Oh, God. Well, you know what? I know you're making fun of Polish people. This is just some guy in his backyard came up with this. I bet you couldn't come up with this fucking thing. And to be honest with you, I just had to cut up my Christmas tree for this year. Sorry, I'm sure that was really annoying to listen to. That's great. Let's see what people say underneath. This is way better than the 1,000-degree knife videos. I am irrationally angry at the completely different sizes of cuts of the second log. Short on firewood, we specialize in short firewood. I don't even know what this guy put on there, but he basically... he hooked it up to his... what's that thing between the transmission and the differential? Past the universal joint. I'm going fucking blank here. He basically just hooked it up to that. And he's using the engine, turning of the engine. Why do people just hate on everybody out there? Good for him. I don't fucking... Was I supposed to trash Polish people? I like Polish people. I like their food, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they've made movies about it, but not here in the United States because we're so focused on our own fucking point of view like most countries. But Poland... I'm fascinated with because during World War II, they were sandwiched between 2 of the biggest madmen of all time, Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. They were stuck in between the 2 of them. the most precarious fucking position of any country that I can ever fucking think of, and they somehow fucking survived. So I don't think they're dumb. And I look forward someday to going there and seeing that beautiful country, eating their food and doing a fucking show. Woo! Having a couple of fucking beers. All right, from Turkey. I'm sick of being called a delusional conspiracy theorist by my family and my lady. He said, I live in the Republic of Turkey. Maybe you've heard that there was a coup here last year. Yes, I did. I put it in quotation because it was the most pathetic attempt in Turkish history. So it didn't go down like the Ukraine. Long conspiracy short, your guys were losing control of our guys, whom they installed here to have a nice little proxy to the lovely oil desert downtown. Desert's downtown. I already love how this person is thinking. So they try to pull the carpet from under our guys because God knows they can't pass aggression wars in your Congress anymore since you American citizens are woke as fuck now, thankfully. I guess we're not because I don't know what any of this means. By the way, you don't write like you're from Turkey, like this is your second language. You're using like really high-level slang for someone who lives on the other side of the world. Anyways, this pathetic coup attempt created a lot of turmoil here. I mean, it would be less destructive if it succeeded, because now through their paranoia, they are going full apeshit, which turns Turkey to a bittersweet heaven for conspiracy theorists like myself with all the stuff going on. All right, well, there's no fucking way I'm reading your name so you don't end up in a jail if you actually are from Turkey. I can deal with my family's indifference to all this, and my friends are most like me regarding these subjects. But the fact that my girl stonewalls me, goes, yeah, doll, okay, really annoys me down deep. Of course it does. Anytime you're passionate about an opinion and somebody just goes, oh, really? Okay, sweetheart. Forget about it if it's a woman that you have feelings for. She is a totally dope chick in every other aspect. Dude, you're not from Turkey. You're not from Turkey, but I'll continue with this. Fun to hang out, hates the movies and music I hate, has C-cup fun pillows that were sculpted by God himself for my palms, but I can't help lose respect for her when it comes to her not giving a single shit about politics and stuff. She's convinced she doesn't get affected by them for some reason, and it doesn't matter. I'm curious how you dealt with this feeling. Also, I'm very interested in how you reach information about the world and what news outlets you trust. From Turkey with love to you and Nia. All right, well, let's say you're from Turkey. Very impressive, your English and your slang. You're actually better at my language than I am. All right, here's what you have to understand as a conspiracy theorist is that you're really you're a lot to deal with, and you really wear people out. This is what I learned when I went down the rabbit hole, which I got out of a good 2-3 years ago, is that as much as you don't trust what the fuck people are telling you, which is really common sense. And I'm not saying there's a bunch of fucking crazy people living under a mountain pulling the strings. But what I'm saying is that everybody is spinning the shit because everybody has their own agenda. So you don't, like if you fucking showed up to a 2-car accident, okay, both people are going to spin it in a way, even if one person was 100% right, they're still going to spin it. So there's no fucking way that, they can be perceived. They're going to spin it just because the other person is spinning it, just to offset their spinning of it. It's like listening to that whole fucking Russia hacked into our shit. You're going to listen to the Democrats spinning it, the Republicans spinning it, the CIA spinning it, and then fucking Russia, their spin on it. So at the end of it, who the fuck knows what happened? I just love how our country is acting like we don't spy on Russia and we don't try to influence elections around the fucking world, and we haven't placed people in power, taken people out, and all of that. It's fucking hilarious. All of a sudden it happens to us, and it's a big goddamn tragedy. So I would say respect the fact that she's not into politics. I'm envious of people that can then, I kind of did that after a while. Like, after a while, it's just like you're screaming into a tornado. All right? It's way bigger than you are. there are people out there that have the ability and the influence to fucking, I guess, turn shit around, but I'm not that guy. I'm just some fucking guy ruining your beer at a bar by bringing all my delusional, paranoid fucking thoughts, whether I'm right or not, which I was probably right on a few things, like Mel Gibson in that movie where he drove the taxi cab. I was probably right about a few fucking things, but I don't know what they are. So all you're doing is just annoying the shit out of people. And I have to be honest with you, if your girl actually loves you and she's to the point of responding of, yeah, doll, okay, I think you've probably worn her down. I bet she didn't say that in the beginning. She probably listened to it, and you probably freaked her out, and you don't have a solution. You're just saying all this fucking shit that's just going to ruin her day. So maybe that's her defense mechanism. And what I'm doing is I'm not going Dr. Phil here and just siding with the woman, because I don't have a female audience, unlike that fucking dishonest cunt, right? You need to do what she says. Woo! When you look, ladies, when you look at Dr. Phil, when you honestly look at that man, do you see somebody, do you not see how volatile a human being that guy is? Can you just imagine living with that man when he loses his shit? Just imagine that semi-bald head and face just beet red screaming at you. His spittle getting caught in his mustache. Just imagine that. And he's a big man too, okay? I'm telling you. I know he's got that southern drawl, and you just think everybody's a fucking gentleman, you know, the way women love a foreign fucking accent. I guess guys like it too. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, let's get back to this guy. To lose respect for the fact that somebody's not into what the fuck you're into is, that's a sign, you know. It'd be one thing if she just didn't give a fuck about, I don't know. I'd have to know who the fuck she was. That could just be a defense mechanism where it's just like, whatever, it doesn't affect my life. You know, I've done that with global warming and all of that type of shit. I've just started to block it out because there's nothing I can do to get people to, I don't even know what the fucking solution is. The only solution I have is to fucking exterminate most of us, 90% of us, and then just fucking everybody sits in a ball and hopes that everything that we've put into the earth and into the air kind of goes away after a while. That's the only solution I have, which I don't think that that's going to work. So, I don't know. I just, you know, I try to fucking do whatever the fuck I can do, which is, you know, I don't know. See, dude, this is why people don't like. See, you literally bringing this up has brought me to a dark fucking place. And your email alone just told me that, just got me to say that we need to exterminate 90% of the people on the fucking planet. How insane is that? How are you going to do that, Bill? You going to do that to babies too? Or you're not going to do babies, but you're going to kill all those fucking parents, and then what? You're going to have the most giant fucking nursery? Like it all unravels. The whole fucking thing. That's why I kind of stopped doing the conspiracy theory thing, even though I still throw it out there because it's fun. And I also don't believe a fucking word anybody's telling me when it comes to that shit. You know, one-on-one, you know, if I sat down with somebody and there's not cameras around, then I feel like they can really be honest with me. But the second you're on TV, you know, there's only so honest you can be. So, I don't know. I would probably guess that on some level you're a lot to be around during certain news stories. And I think you should lighten up a little bit. Take your girlfriend out, go get a fucking ice cream, and enjoy the fact that someone as beautiful as you're saying she is actually can tolerate you and your fucking theories. All right? Having said that, if I ever go to Turkey, I'll definitely have a beer with you, and I'll go fucking toe for toe with you with conspiracy theories. All right. And thank you for listening to the podcast. Okay. Girlfriend was unwillingly married. What? All right. Dear Billy Psycho Tits. I don't know what that means, but I like that one. I'm 25 years old and finally found the girl of my dreams. Well, good for you, dude. You found her pretty young. She's 23 years old. Smart. Super attractive. And we have been in a relationship for the last 9 months. I don't even have the urge to go to bars and sleep with women anymore. She has me all types of screwed up. It's amazing. My family loves her, especially my father, who never gives a shit about my relationships. She's from Yemen and is Muslim. And although she doesn't really follow the religion, she's forced to by her parents. That being said, one weekend last month, she told me her sister was having an arranged marriage and she was headed to the wedding. I did not hear from her for 3 days. She finally contacted me back after I constantly reached out to her, and she told me we had to talk. Oh, no. Once we met up, she told me she was unwillingly married off to a man from Yemen and that she had no idea this was going to happen. Oh, my God. Is this real? Is this a Lifetime script? She told me that since her parents signed the marriage documents, she really had no choice in her religion. In God's eyes, she's married. She made it clear that she was in love with me and that she wanted to be with me. Is that fucking chick who punches herself in the chest going to start singing at this point? What's her name? She does the casino gigs. She's from Canada. She sang the Titanic song, right? Leonardo DiCaprio on the front of a ship. Whatever the fucking song. No, that's In the Arms of the Angel. That's about rescue dogs. What fucking song? Oh, yeah. Near, far, where... Ugh. How much does she fucking hate that song? Having to sing that to a bunch of casino dopes sitting there in flip-flops, getting teared up, you know? Anyways, she made it clear that she was in love with me and that she wanted me to be with me only. She told me she pleaded with her parents, but they wouldn't budge. We then came up with a date that if her parents still wouldn't budge, she would just move in with me out of her parents' home and we would figure it out together. During the week after, text messages turned to about 3 messages a day, and I did not get to see her at all. Even if you made this up, this is an incredible story. I then got a message from her best friend, and she told me that my girlfriend was lying to me. Oh, now who do you believe? She told me that my girl had been engaged since she was 16 years old. Her new husband is forcing himself to try to fuck her, and she is threatening her and is threatening her with violence. All right, dude, this is going outside the realm of my silly little podcast here. As well as taking her away her phone. She does make it clear that my girl does love me with all her heart, but will never leave due to her parents disowning her if she decides to leave this marriage. What the fuck? What period? The period? Fuck period. I immediately contact my girl, and she admits to everything. She told me she knew about the wedding beforehand and doesn't think she could do that to her family. He's trying to have sex with her, but she cries, and then he just stops. Oh, boy. Well, you know what? I commend that other guy. You know what I mean? Any guy who can plow through a woman crying. It's just a fucking animal that needs to be shot in the back of the fucking head. So this guy's actually not a bad guy, I don't think. He's just wrapped up in the fucking custom. Jesus Christ. Gotta love religion, everybody. I have no idea what to do. She won't go against her parents, but she loves me, and she's just given up. She was such a strong and tough person, and now she's just going with the unwilling. Maybe she should just keep crying, and that guy's decent enough to do to just be like, all right, you know, fuck this. Her friend told me she's depressed and doesn't have the fight in her. Currently, she's blocked my friends, our mutual friends, and our family off from social media. My family and friends have been calming me down. This guy who thinks he owns my girl would get American History X curb stomp if I find out he lays a hand on her. All right, this stopped being funny like at least 9 paragraphs ago. Like, I usually have like lighthearted, funny shit here. But that might also complicate things for her. Yeah, if you murdered the guy, absolutely. Anyways, I love your podcast. Don't stop what you're doing and go fuck yourself. I don't believe that story. I'm not saying shit like that doesn't happen, but I don't believe that someone would write this level of serious shit into me. Yeah, I don't. That got a little too fucking sensational for me. Not saying that shit like that doesn't happen, but if that actually is true, I don't know why you're writing to this podcast. I think at that point you need to write to. I'm not gonna say is wrong. Is it Liam Neeson or Liam Neeson? That fucking guy. You need to write to that guy and find out who wrote the scripts and the words that he said, and then find out what they based that off of, and gradually go back and find whoever the fuck Liam Neeson is pretending to fucking be. I should know who that guy's fucking name is, right? Considering I act every once in a while, I should know who one of the best guys out there. Liam Neeson. Oh. Liam Neeson. He's born in 1952. Jesus Christ, that guy's like 63 fucking years old, and I still wouldn't fuck with him. Not even remotely. There's certain actors that play a character, and you're like, he's just pretending to be a tough guy. Then there's other people where you're just like, I think that guy could really beat the shit out of me. You're just on the ground. When does the scene end, Liam? All right. Banged Friends Virgin X. Dear Strawberry Pubes Forever. A month back, a recently acquired friend was at my house, and unbeknownst to me, his girlfriend at the time was my next door neighbor. All right. I was just thinking about the Beatles. I got distracted. Let me read this. A month back, oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? I forgot I got to read those other two advertisements. I know you guys are like, what the fuck? I know. Just let me just knock these out really quickly. Can I just do this here? All right, I did MeUndies. Oh, wait a minute. Do I only have one left? Oh, what a bonus. I got one left. Stamps.com. This is an easy one. All right. Our old friend Stamps.com. One great resolution you can make for the new year. Maximize every minute and every dollar for your small business. That, and stop drinking in front of your children. Think about how much time you've wasted going to the post office, driving there, finding parking, fighting old ladies. Just use what you already have, your computer and printer, to get official U.S. I think they missed a paragraph there. Official U.S. postage for any letter or package, then the mailman picks it up. I'm missing a paragraph here. All the bullshit you go through, going to the post office, driving there, finding parking, fucking smelly old people, crazy people. Going up there and having the wrong envelope, being told that you have to go back to the end of the line. Thinking you're next, and then fucking the person puts the sign up, next window, please, and there's no windows open. All right? Imagine if you could do everything you could do at the post office right at home. Well, you can do that with Stamps.com. Huh? You like that? I riffed that whole thing. Just use what you already have, your computer and printer, to get official U.S. postage for any letter or package. Then the mailman picks it up. It's simple as that. With Stamps.com, everything you could do at the post office, you can do right from your own desk, and at the fraction of the cost of one of those expensive postage meters. I use Stamps.com whenever I send out my posters when I'm whoring myself out at the end of my show to make a few more bucks. It's so convenient. Right now, sign up for Stamps.com. Use my code Burr for this special offer. 4-week trial plus $110 bonus offer, including postage and a digital scale. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. By the way, there's still a few tickets left for the Patrice O'Neill Comedy Benefit, February 21st, New York City Center. Don't miss out. Don't fucking miss out. We got a special guest. All right. Here we go. Banged Friends Virgin X. All right, let's start again. Dear Strawberry Billy Pubes Forever. Strawberry Pubes Forever. There we go. A month back, a recently acquired friend was at my house, and unbeknownst to me, his girlfriend at the time was my next door neighbor. A few weeks later, they had broken up because she wasn't putting out. Apparently, they had dated for 3 months, and he couldn't take it anymore. Here's the thing. Oh, Jesus. One thing led to another. Next thing you know, long story short, a week ago, I was drunk with a different buddy. One thing led to another, and we decided it would be funny to invite her and her roommates over to play board games. I was pretty buzzed and had all the confidence in the world. I walked over to her house, and it just so happened she was the only one home. Oh, Jesus. She invited me in. Is this like some Red Shoe Diary, or does this really happen? She invited me in for some cookies her sorority made. One thing led to another. There we go. And we ended up fucking. One thing led to another. The classic phrase, she was obviously inexperienced, so it was nothing to write home about. This normally wouldn't be a problem, except she's my next door neighbor, so naturally I have repeated the process about a dozen times. My question is, should I tell my friend? Normally, I wouldn't say anything, but I think I'm falling for this girl. He's been kind of distant lately, so he might have some suspicions. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Please come to San Diego, and congrats on the baby. Jesus, is there anything funnier than a young man with a dick? You know? Jesus Christ, dude. You think he's getting suspicious? She lives next door. You've been over there 12 times. Yeah, he's going to figure it out. Well, look, you know, he broke up with her. He was only there with her for 3 months. How are you great friends with this person? Yeah, it gets messy. It gets messy. I don't even know what you're asking me here. You know, it's a fucking great story other than it used to be your friend's girlfriend, but he fucking tapped out. Maybe that's what you should say to him when he calls you on it. You shouldn't have tapped out, man. Should have kept mining for gold. There's gold in them there hills. I don't know. The fact that you've been with this girl 12 times and you think you're falling for her, I don't think you're falling for her. I think you love the convenience of it. If I had to guess, you really didn't write too deeply about your fucking feelings for this girl. I think you went further into the fact of how you fucking nailed this girl and your friend didn't. So I don't know. If you're really not into this girl, I would just pull the fucking plug and I would never bring it up. And I'd wait till that guy has a couple of Miller High Lifes into him. And at that point, I would stay out of his wheelhouse because he might fucking sucker punch you because you know what happened. All right? What did he say? Bang friend's ex-girlfriend. So he didn't say he accidentally did it. So yeah, well, you know, you knew what you were doing and you did it. And now that's the world you created and you're living in it. So I don't know what to tell you. Other than if you're not really falling for this girl, I would stop fucking her. There you go. I don't care how good the cookies are. All right, calling girlfriend a cunt. Hey, Bill, hope fatherhood is treating you well if it finally happened. Has not happened yet. Recently, my girlfriend was being very unreasonable and running her mouth about something, and I said she was being a cunt. Didn't call her a cunt, rather acting like one. You know what? There is a loophole there. There is a loophole there, but when you drop the C word, it's very difficult. Like, I've never called my wife a bitch, ever. I've never done it. The entire time I've been, I never called her that once. One time, I did say that she was acting like one. And she brought that up for like fucking 3 years. Because she knew how important it was to me to never call her that. And we got into a fight, and then she pushed my buttons, trying to get me fucking more and more mad, because that's what they do. And they're not doing it maliciously. That's how they fight. Most of them. Where guys go, what'd you fuck you say? And then you start fucking fist fighting. Women usually don't get to that level. So their fist fighting is they've already broken you down psychologically, and they just try to make you as mad as they can. And if you're with a cool woman, they'll take responsibility for that, and they'll eventually forgive you. So anyways, all right, so you said that she was acting like one. Okay. Since then, she's had her panties in a twist and thinks I owe her an apology. I haven't given her one. My thoughts are that if anyone, male or female, is acting like a cunt, I can call them a cunt. What's your thoughts on calling women a cunt? And have you gotten into trouble for calling a woman a cunt? I've never done that to a woman that I've dated. Have I ever called a woman a cunt? You know, it's funny. As much as I use that word, I don't think I've ever done that. No, I don't do the name calling thing. As angry as I am, have I ever done that? I've definitely been like, yeah, fuck you, you fucking psycho. I've done that, but I don't do the fucking those classics. I don't break out the classics. I don't say bitch, cunt. I don't say any of that. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. I saw that early on in my life that doesn't work, and I saw what it does to a relationship. I just saw it. I had a paper route when I was a kid, so you get to step into a lot of people's homes and watch a little movie trailer, and a lot of times you're walking up to the house and you can hear the director's cut of what's going on before you went in there. So I saw a lot of that. Being from Massachusetts, there was a lot of hotheads, and I don't know. As much as a dick as I am, I've never done that, and I can tell you that it gets you nowhere. So, and the stubborn thing that you're doing right now, that you're not apologizing for it, is going to cause her to dig her heels in. And what you're doing is you're creating this toxic fucking cesspool in your relationship. Okay? You could have said a bunch of other words and you went to DEFCON 5 or whatever the fuck. Is it 1? Is 1 the worst or is 5 the worst? Whatever the worst one. You went nuclear on her. I think you should apologize. And just say, for the record, I didn't say you were a cunt. I respect you enough to not call you a cunt. I just said you were acting like one. Okay? I won't do that in the future. I was wrong. And don't even defend you. Just say, I apologize for what I said. I shouldn't have said it. Just apologize. All right? And there'll be some residual shit. But I can tell you right now, if you're going to make a relationship work, when you're in the wrong, you have to apologize. You have to do that. Because if you don't apologize, if you always get your fucking back up, if you fight them every fucking step of the way, then you stop being a person to them. You're just this thing. You're just this loud, annoying fucking thing. Okay? But if you say you're sorry, if you say like, you know what, you're right, and blah, 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 the times when you actually are defending your position, you have clout because you've admitted that you were wrong when you were wrong. So there you go. Now, I'm not saying she wasn't being a cunt. Okay? Now, that's the type of thing. If you want to say that, that's what you say when you got your one fucking buddy who for the most part can keep his fucking mouth shut. But even then, you can't depend on that. Okay? If you're ever going to call your woman a cunt, you fucking do it. You go for a drive. And you do it in your car by yourself. And you yell everything that you want to yell because she's not listening to you. You make all your fucking points. You fucking crush it. You give your closing argument to the invisible jury inside your car. And then in the end, and if you actually stop for a second and listen to me, you'd understand that, but you can't because you're such a fucking cunt. Right? And then you look over, at the other person sitting there at the red light with you. And if it's another guy, if it's me, I'm going to laugh, not at you, but I'm going to laugh knowing what the fuck you're doing. And if it's a woman, she's probably going to laugh knowing what the fuck you're doing. Or if she's a cunt, she's going to fucking squint her eyes at her and be more of a cunt. There you go. So, yeah, I do not, nor would I ever do that. I would to my wife. I would never fucking do that. I wouldn't do that to any woman that I was in business with. I wouldn't do that with any fucking. I wouldn't do that in general. But generally speaking, when I talk about people, I kind of just call men cunts. I think it's funny to call a man a cunt. To call a woman a cunt is, it's just not funny. Calling a guy a cunt is fucking hilarious. And I stand by that. All right? Not saying that there's not cunts. God knows that word exists for a fucking reason. But it's just too fucking mean. And I'm telling you, you lose. You lose in the end. Because, they could just make your life miserable, and every court of law generally speaking, out there is going to side with them. And next thing you know, you will never play drums again because she's going to take them from you. All right? Not the fucking baby. Okay, that's the podcast for this week. God bless you. All right, you fucking cunts. Go fuck yourselves, and I will check in on you on Thursday.